Welcome to episode 315 of the official Game Stitch podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and today I'm joined by Gerald.
Hello, everybody.
You're out from behind the glass.
I know. You guys let me out of the cage.
Dan is on a special assignment.
Research and development.
Congrats to Dan. It was his birthday.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, and he had a previous engagement, so producer Gerald threw a chair through the glass, climbed through the window instead of walking out of the door, and took Dan's seat.
I had to drive all the way down to the Game Stitch headquarters.
The HQ. That's what we call it locally. How have you been? It's been a while since you've been proper on.
Right. Good. Same old, same old. Gaming, life, work.
That's pretty much every day of my life. Get up, I do a little life, go to work, come home, do a little bit of life, play games, go to bed, and then wash, rinse, repeat.
Right. Well, since I have this new job, my normal game days used to be Monday and Tuesday, where I was off now. I work Monday through Friday, so.
With a new schedule, are you finding it harder to squeeze in the time?
No.
You're just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that big block where I can game from 7 o'clock in the morning to 5 or 6 o'clock at night.
I don't know how you did that anyways. For some reason, I just can't do that anymore.
I just get into the game and go.
For some reason, I just can't. PlayStation recently released their stats.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hold off talking about them until Dan comes back. But I was surprised to see that it said my longest session was 8 hours.
I know you beat mine by a couple hours.
I find that so hard to believe, and I never just leave my PS4 on, so I'm confident that I was actually playing something, but I can't imagine what I was doing for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's absolutely insane to me. It has to be one of the times I just got absolutely lost in Jurassic World.
Or was it one of the Rocket League tournament things?
So usually I watch those on my computer.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll pull them up and put them on there. I guess it could be that. But I don't think I've ever had my PS4 on for 8 straight hours with Rocket League going. But I don't know. But, any kind of simulation, SimCity style thing, I would get lost in Jurassic World.
Right.
Like you think you're playing for an hour, next thing you know, you've missed lunch. You haven't taken a shower yet. You're like, I'm worthless.
Well, I've done that several times with games.
I get frustrated. I used to enjoy that. Now, when it's like 4 o'clock and I haven't done a thing, I'm like frustrated. Because I don't have that. With the way my work schedule is and some stuff I do on the side, I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have time to waste 8 hours. Like, I can't afford to. Like, I don't have enough time to borrow that from. So I get super frustrated whenever I spend like 6 hours on something because I'm like, I didn't have 6 hours, so now something else has to suffer.
Right.
So it's been a while since I've had those days where I can just dedicate hours and hours and hours. But I do play, 3 to 4 hours every night.
Yeah, I get maybe an hour or two on average.
Now, you were playing everything in the VR headset even though you weren't playing in VR.
Correct.
Is that still the case?
It's still the case.
That's weird.
It is. But some games, actually, it's better.
So it was a big picture mode? What do they call it? Theater mode?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're in the headset. For those that have never had a VR headset on, PSVR headset on, I should say, it basically just creates a virtual screen in front of you that you're playing the game on like normal.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still use your head to look around, right?
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah, just like if you go to the movie theater and you're watching a movie, it's just straight ahead. Now, some games it works really good with, and some games you can't play it like that. I can't play those.
Does it put a living room? Like, is there like a couch you're sitting on? And
no,
oh,
no, it's all black. Like if you're watching a movie at a movie theater, it stays right in front. The screen stays right in front of you. So if you move your head to the right, to the left, the screen will stay there.
Yeah, they should keep it that way, but they should do like different living rooms you could pick.
Oh, you can act like you're sitting in.
Yeah, maybe even you could design them.
Mm-hmm.
You pick your couch, you pick your lighting, you do all that.
Now, watching movies or Netflix in there is really good too.
Just because it's dark and isolated and you can really focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see it more for maybe movies than games. I don't think I could play everything in it. My eyes get tired after a while in VR.
Right. I get hot in my head. I can feel like I'm sweating a lot.
Oh, I don't feel like I'm sweating. I'm sweating. It's a waterfall as soon as I put that thing on. My face, you could cook an egg on my face.
Do you have the little cover that goes on your forehead?
No.
I see that people buying like the little pad to stop you from sweating.
I do clean that thing every time I finish playing, though.
Yeah, me too. I got the little sanitized wipes.
Yeah. I clean it. I let it air out. Also, the oil on my face, so I'll clean off like any of the silicone parts.
Mm-hmm.
I clean that off. And then I also clean the lenses themselves every time.
Right. I got the little eyeglass thing I spray on there and use a little cotton cloth.
And then I take my cord and I bundle it back up with the original silicone strap that it came with.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it all in a semi-hard case. I treat my VR like I got it yesterday. I'm very careful with it. I love it. I don't want to have to buy another one, but I really love it.
Right.
So I just try to take care of it.
Yeah, and don't play it too much. You'd burn it out or something.
I want to play it more. I don't know. I think part of my thought is like if I get in there, I lose track of time also.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to, with the smart home stuff, the Echo, let me not say the name so nobody freaks out. I try to ask the time periodically just so that I can have some sort of bearing on how long I've been in.
Yeah, I've heard you when we play.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the headset. So, I like that. Let's jump into what we played. We actually played a game together this week.
I know. First time in a long time.
We had an impromptu VR sesh. I guess it wasn't as impromptu for you and I because at lunch I said, "Do you want to play some VR?" And you said, "Yeah." Mm-hmm. But nobody else knew.
Right.
So I came home, I shot Patman and Howard a text like, "Hey, let's play some VR." Howard didn't respond, but I knew he was down because he's always wanting to play some VR.
Right.
And Patman said, "Unfortunately, I can't." And so then I thought, well, let's see if Dan can get in, because I knew Dan was doing birthday stuff, so I wasn't sure if he was going to be available. Shot Dan a text, he couldn't do it. I was like, damn. Because we've talked about it before on here, but that game is best suited with 3 people, or with 4 people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So the only other person I knew that would have it was Matt. It's too late for me to ask him. I don't want to hit somebody up at 10:30 and be like, hey, can you not worry about work tomorrow and just jump on here?
Mm-hmm.
So we just decided to get in with 3 people.
Right, and then looking for a 4th.
All
we got
looking
lucky.
for a 4th. Yeah, we get this guy in here, S2B.
Yeah,
I want to give him a proper shout out because
from
S2.
Canada,
Yeah, he's from Canada. A little disappointing he's not from the U.S., but we'll let it slide because he's still attached. Still part of the America.
Mm-hmm. As he pointed out.
He did point out because at one point I thought I said let's do it for the U.S.
And then said America.
And only to find out later that he was Canadian. And I said, you didn't even call me out on the U.S. comment. And he said, you said America. And I was like, cool. You're part of the group.
You say, yeah, I'm from North America.
Yeah. So S2B gets in there. We're in party chat. He can't hear us. He hangs out for a couple matches. Long enough for us to decide he's not a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't going, Mike. You guys got a mic. Fuck you. He wasn't doing that. He was still giving us stuff. He knew we could hear him. So we invited him to our chat.
Mm-hmm.
Howard wanted to invite him. I'll be honest, I don't like to invite strangers.
Stranger danger.
Yes. But you know what? He was a great guy.
Yeah.
We lost. Right. Yeah. Dude, we lost all night long.
Every match.
Every match. We didn't win a single one. He was upbeat and positive and funny, and he jumped right in like he knew us. And it's funny because none of our names are obviously like our Christian names, our proper names.
Mm-hmm.
But we call each other by our real names because we know each other. And after 45 minutes of playing, he called everybody by their real names.
Yeah.
Like he was able to figure out who was who just by our sweet, seductive voices. And that guy was really cool, and we actually sent some friend requests around after. But I thoroughly enjoyed playing with him. He was from Canada. Like I said, he let me make Canada jokes.
Yeah, definitely.
And he made some U.S. jokes, and I thought it was a really good time. It was really fun.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good dude.
Yeah, so that was Firewall with a stranger. That was fun, and we played for 3 or 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time. Not a single fucking win. I want to make sure I'm clear on that.
And it was nobody's fault. We all just sucked.
Everybody was terrible. The three of us were bad. He was bad, and he was the highest ranked out of all of us.
Yeah, and everyone would die first. Everyone would stay to the last person, and
yeah, we all took turns being the worst on the team, and then being the best on the team, which was still pretty bad. There were matches where the whole team was dead in less than 60 seconds.
Yep.
It was like nothing I've ever seen in that game. I've never had that level of I guess you would still call it success, but that low level of success.
No one blaming anybody for losing or nothing.
No, nobody was even mad. Like, I was shocked when somebody was still alive. Mm-hmm. That's how it did feel like we kept playing people who were like developers, like super troopers, like they quit their job and all they do is play Firewall.
Yeah, them dudes were some of those guys were like way too good.
Yeah, and we were way too bad, and it had been a while since we played, but I thought just pure like accident we would win one.
Yeah, see, and also with me, I don't have the gun. I'm using the controller.
Yeah, that's crazy too. I think that puts you at a big disadvantage, but
that
clearly wasn't our problem.
No.
It was bad. But even on a night where we played for 3 or 4 hours and didn't win a single match, I had a blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's kind of, I think actually our Canadian friend said, the game's not good. It's a hot mess, but the game is awesome.
Yeah.
Like the gameplay is awesome. And I think he nailed it right there. That game has got some major issues still, but man, it's such a good idea, and it's so fun when you get in there with people that you just overlook the flaws that it clearly has. And I can't wait for more people to play that game with the PS Vita and the PS3 going away off of PlayStation Plus. I hope that they add VR every week or every month. They're giving away a VR game, and I hope that the first one they give away is Firewall.
Yeah, and it seemed like compared to when we first started playing, there's more people jumping in because we didn't have to wait that long to join a match. It just loaded right up. Yeah,
we found matches quick. With the exception of 2 or 3 times, it worked pretty cleanly. We didn't get booted out or anything. Mm-hmm. To be honest, it only messed up. We backed out and then we got back in, and that's when it got goofy.
Yeah, it was weird when we backed out and got back in and matched up with the same guys.
Yeah, who were also super troopers again. So we left because they were beating our ass, jumped back in, and they beat our ass again. But it was just a lot of fun, and shout out to that game. Shout out to S2B. He was a cool dude who probably doesn't want his PSN read on here, but oh well.
Yep.
That's what happens when you play with somebody that does a podcast.
Definitely. And he didn't even know about it.
No, we didn't tell him about it. You don't usually do that. If for some reason he happens to listen, that would be cool. Unlikely, but cool. But shout out to you. You're awesome. You're a good dude.
Good guy.
I played, it's been a weird week. I played a little bit of Subnautica, which I still love. I want you to play that game. Of course, Rocket League, like always, the Firewall, and then for some reason last night, I decided to load up Red Dead Redemption Online, also known as RDO, to get these free gold bars that are going to be given away. If you play this weekend, it doesn't matter when you listen to this, it's too late, but if you play this weekend, and then Tuesday they're going to give you some gold bars if you log into RDO this weekend. So I jumped on. Howard decided to do the same. Next thing I know, I created a posse. We're riding around in the Game Stitch posse, hunting, fishing, and just doing everything that a cowboy does. And we played for 4.5 hours.
Times.
It really was, man. I cried. I laughed so hard 2 separate times. And that doesn't happen to me often in games. It's not something I would want to do every night, but it was definitely, because it's been so long since we jumped in, it was fun and stupid, and I don't know. I had a good time last night. It would probably be a couple weeks before I felt like I was ready for that again. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed my time last night, and it was just a nice change of pace. I play so much Rocket League. It's nice every now and then to do something different. But I also don't like stepping away from Rocket League for too many nights either, because I start to jones to play that. So
yeah. What game do you really miss playing online that you haven't played?
Mod
GTA,
Nation. Mod Nation is the answer for me on that always. I like that's a PS3 game for those that have never played it, and a Vita game. I think about that game weekly. It was like the best kart racer I'd ever played, and I fell in love with that game. And I know I just said it was better than Mario Kart. Suck it. I fell in love with that game, and I super miss it. Now, as far as like current stuff, PS4, nothing really jumps out at me.
GTA, Last of Us.
Nah, all of that was fun in its time. I don't think I want to. I don't have a desire to go back to GTA. I don't have a desire to go back to The Last of Us. I don't have a desire to go back to whatever else we played.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, that was all fine. It was a time and place, or 3-on-3, NBA 3-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all fine. I just don't think I necessarily need that again. Like Fortnite was fun when I played it. I don't have a desire to get back into it.
Right.
Like that doesn't do anything for me. I would like to play a little more Onrush.
That's fun. I played that a bunch.
Yeah, I still have that loaded up and would like to jump back into that some. I enjoy that. But yeah, kind of when I'm done with something, I mean, I'm pretty stubborn. I will stick with something until I'm totally done with it. But when I'm done with it, I'm usually done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after seeing the results from how much I played, there's some games like I would like to get back to Jurassic World. I think I've been separated from that game long enough that if I got back into it, it would kind of be fresh, and that sounds fun. Though I might be frustrated because I don't remember what's going on or how to play.
Right, or where you left off at, what you were planning on doing.
Yeah, the problem with video games, because most of them are fairly complicated, if you take months off, you go back and you're like a newborn.
Yeah, that's why I jumped into Minecraft and turned that back on. I was like, what was I doing the last time I was on?
Yeah, I've been jumping in the Switch version for just a few minutes here and there just so that I'm not that way, but I haven't really played it. The same thing for Smash Brothers. I've been jumping in, but haven't really been doing much. I don't know. I love the Switch. I just haven't. When I'm here, I want to be on the PS4.
What about Xbox? You play Sea of Thieves or anything like that?
Nah, it's been a couple weeks since I played it at all. I just want to get. It's the time that's an issue. I just can't balance playing all three with the limited time that I have. And I know 3 or 4 hours a night sounds like a lot of time, but it's not when you're dedicating 3 to 4 nights for Rocket League.
Right.
So I don't know. That's it for me. I know you've played some stuff too. Go back as far as you want, as far as what you've played, because it's been a little bit since you've been on.
Well, you let me borrow Astrobot, so I played that and beat.
Now you felt good about that game, right?
Yeah, that was a great game. That was fun.
Astrobot is PSVR. If you're new,
yeah, I beat the campaign level. Then started doing the challenges, and as you get higher and higher in the challenge, then things just got way too hard for me.
So no platinum.
No platinum on that.
Yeah, I was the same way. I thought I was going to platinum as I played the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I checked out those challenges, and I was like, well, that's a hard pass.
Yeah, see, since the last time I've been on here, I started playing Yakuza, got a couple hours in that, stopped that. wasn't for me. We were talking about Onrush. I played Onrush a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Uncanny Valley, which didn't like that one. I guess I didn't understand it as much. The Deadly Tower of Monsters, I'm playing that one, and This War of Mine I'm playing currently.
So you're still playing those last two?
Yeah. I played This War of Mine. I played it yesterday from about 11 to about 6.
Okay. I was going to ask you if you played long enough to know that you're not just bouncing off of it, but that one you definitely have. Oh,
yeah. No, I did. I got all the way to day 30 on that one last night, and then all my guys died.
Is it you just start over after that?
Yeah, after that, you just start a new person.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I would be pissed.
I think the thing is to go multi, because as you die and as you build up the days, other people unlock and you can play as them. And each person has special things that they can do. One person's a good negotiator, one person's a good scavenger, one person's a good cook, one person's good at keeping the person's feelings well, because you have to manage all that stuff. Their health.
frustrating and also super rabbit holey. Like I could just see me getting in there and spending 12 hours by accident.
Yeah, you get in there and it goes by time, so you can't just stop and expect time to stop. Time goes from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. You can do a bunch of stuff. Then at 8 o'clock, you have to either stay there and go to sleep, or you go scavenge and get stuff. And then if you scavenge and you go to scavenge at like a house or a building or whatever, and if you start a combat, you can't go back the next time. You have to pick something else, another place to go.
Huh.
You have to do a lot of sneaking around.
It was a PlayStation Plus game, right?
Yeah.
At some point. It's interesting. I think I have it. I think I actually downloaded it. So I added it to my library. Then I downloaded it. Never started it for like 5 minutes. Didn't understand what was going on. Then deleted it off and never have thought about it again until you told me you were playing it.
Yeah, and there's no tutorial for it. So you're just playing as you go. And you learn as you...
Might be what happened to me.
Yeah, I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do this?
I think it was one of those things where I had like an hour to play, and I was like, let me see if I like this. And I got in and was like, I don't understand what's happening. I don't have time for this. Mm-hmm. And so I just cut it off. And
then you pop a trophy. You don't even know what you pop a trophy for. And you go read what the trophy is, and you're like, huh? What did I do? Because all the trophies are hidden, so you can't tell what you need to do if you want to pop a trophy.
You can unhide those.
Yeah. And then the Deadly Tower of Monsters, I played that a bunch. It's interesting.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like a top-down shooter, and you're climbing up this tower. It's got a bunch of monsters.
Is it a twin stick, or is it like you're using a stick to shoot? Yeah. Was that also a PlayStation Plus game?
Also a PlayStation Plus free game. Me and the free games.
You love the free games.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they give them free. I also play them.
Pretty much everything you've played since the last 6 months ago when you were on here is free.
Well, no, because I played Astrobot.
That was free. That was mine.
Oh, well, yeah, but someone had to buy it.
That was free. So Minecraft, the only game off your potential list that you would have purchased.
Yeah, because everything else I played since I've talked to you guys last. Yeah, I'm looking through them.
Now, I let you borrow 3 VR games yesterday.
Yeah, I downloaded one of them.
So I was going to ask you which one you decided to play first.
Which one was it?
So
the first one.
I let you borrow The Invisible Hours, Robinson the Journey, and
Invisible Hours I downloaded.
And Moss. So you're going to go with The Invisible Hours first.
Yeah, I'm going to do that one first.
That is that's an interesting experience, I'll call it. It's not super gamey, but I thought it was fun. It's also a very easy platinum.
I'll play that one, then I'll do the other one, then I'm going to save Moss for last.
Yeah. Robinson the Journey, so that's actually, that game is super hard to find physical. Mm-hmm. Like super hard. They didn't make very many of those. Of course, you can get it digital. I really like that game. I wish I had played it before. See, I played Robinson after Moss. I wish I had played it back when I got it, because I think it would have been way more mind-blowing early on. Mm-hmm. But VR is developing. Every 6 months there's something coming out that's just super impressive with VR. And some of those are really hard. I said the same thing about Long Together. Like, I wish I had played that game before I played Astrobot. Because right. I think it was a fun experience, but having just played Astrobot, it couldn't touch it. Mm-hmm. So I think you'll like I think you'll like all 3 of those, to be honest. Moss I know is good. I really enjoyed Robinson for the story and just it's a whole thing. Like, it's a start and a finish, and it's a nice start and a finish. I would play that game again if I got to the point where I forgot what happened. I wouldn't be opposed to jumping back into that. And Invisible Hours it is what it is, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you still need to jump into Skyrim.
I know.
Just look at it.
I borrowed your Skyrim like 6 months ago, and I've yet to put it in the PS4. I think I loaded it up, and that's it.
Just load it up and just play for a second.
I didn't even play. I just installed it, and that was it. I didn't even start it. But I just want to be in that world. That's what I told you originally. I don't want to play that game. I just want to be in that world for a little bit. I think you said there's a tutorial.
Yeah.
I just want to play through that, and then I'll be done with that. I just want to be in that world in VR and see what it's like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That it for you as far as what you played?
Yeah, it's pretty much it. Besides the Switch, I still play that.
What are you playing? Just demos? Free stuff?
Demos and Minecraft.
We got to get together on that Minecraft.
Yeah.
I scooped it up so we could play together, and we have never played together.
Right. I just need to get your level, your world, so I can jump on there and start building.
My seed. You're trying to get my seed?
Yep.
You can just call it what it is.
You get your seed.
Trying to get my seed.
Play it.
Yeah.
I'll play with it and build an upside down dirt pyramid.
Please don't. I will say I haven't built anything in this world. I told you, I don't know if it was on the air, but I started a new seed and it basically started me right next to a village.
Mm-hmm.
I commandeered one of those homes until I got to a point where I had some resources, and now I'm building a secret lair. And all I've done is basically hollow out a room. So I have basically done nothing on there. I've never even explored outside of 150 feet from where I started.
I haven't done much exploring. I've just been gathering resources and building.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be opposed to jumping in and seeing what that world had to offer. So,
okay.
Anything else you want to shout out? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, let's get some news.
Let's get some news. Let's get newsy up in this mug.
News.
Kind of a weird. I like that. I like that news noise you made. Kind of a weird week for news. There's some stuff that I think is interesting. I don't know how much I care about it. There's some interesting stories. There's some list because I'm hot on the list.
Yep.
But let's just start with the rumor that was floating around that I guess I hoped was true.
Me too.
The internet had decided that Fallout 76 was going to be free to play. Like, as a collective, the world had decided that was the thing that was happening. And
I'm going to be opposed to it.
Yeah, it makes sense. With the struggles that it's having, it would make sense to give a reward to everyone, a massive reward to everyone who purchased it, and then let everybody else get this free version. But Bethesda, the developer and publisher of Fallout 76, has denied that the PS4, Xbox One, and PC game is going to become free to play. Rumors of the online title switching its payment model surfaced after consumers noted at least one retailer was no longer stocking standard versions of the game. However, that was just it just seems that retailer was like, hey, this game doesn't sell, so we're going to stop selling it.
Right.
That's what happens with the internet. That's what you didn't have happen, 30 years ago. Is something as simple as like, oh, Target's not selling it anymore. It's because it's going free to play. That didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be one dude telling his buddy, and he was like, you're wrong. But not with the internet.
Yep.
Fallout 70, go ahead.
I said, did you buy it? No, you didn't buy it, did you? Yeah, I mean, I wanted to buy it, but then I heard all the issues. I just held off. One of my coworkers bought it, and he said it was horrible. He loaded it up, played for a couple of hours, and hasn't touched it since.
Yeah, same with me. One of my coworkers purchased it also, and he has since traded it in. I was excited to play it. I think I told the story on here. I was going to get it. I wasn't super excited, but I was excited to play it. But everybody I knew that was getting it slowly started to drop off. So I was like, I don't have anybody to play it with. So I just kind of I didn't purchase it by default because I wouldn't have had anyone to play with because everyone I knew who was going to decided to hold off.
Right, that's what happened to me when all you guys said you guys weren't going to get it. I held off too because it's only worth playing if it's online. I'm not playing single player.
If I could scoop that game up for $15, even knowing how bad it allegedly is, I would jump into it.
Yeah, $15. I'm agree with that.
Yeah, so I thought this free to play thing would be cool, even if it was free to play to a point. Even if they wanted to charge after I got to a certain point, and then I would have the option to continue to play or just be done. I think that I would have jumped in, and I probably would have paid if we were having fun.
Yeah, or you just do like GTA did. You play online for free, but then if you want all the good stuff, you just have to pay for it.
Yeah, I think a model like that would have been better for them from the start. Fallout 76 is look. They made a ton of money off Fallout 76. It's not a failure. It is a critical failure, but it's not a commercial failure. They did slash the price of it, but they sold a shit ton of copies at launch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm not totally checked out on that game. I know it's bad. I've heard all the problems. I think there's a world where they get that thing right, and I wouldn't mind jumping in.
And I was excited to even get this game because I loved Fallout 4 so much.
It'll be interesting to see how it does. If it's not going free to play, it'll be interesting to see how it pivots over the coming months. Next story. This is a visual story, so it may not be. You're going to need to look at pictures while we're talking. So earlier this month, Project Cars 2 and 1, developer Slightly Mad Studios announced they were going to make a new game console called the Mad Box. There were some weird, funky pictures of it, of what they think the console is going to look like. It was a weird M-shaped thing. Now new boxes are showing. Who knows what that thing will look like. But on Twitter, they've decided to show off the controller. Ian Bell, who is CEO of Slightly Mad, showed off several mock-ups of one of the potential designs for the Madbox gamepad. And it's sort of like an Xbox controller and sort of like a brick.
Mm-hmm.
It's very square. Like very square.
Right.
It does have the offset joysticks. For some reason, joysticks felt like not the right word.
It definitely does look like an Xbox controller.
It does look like an Xbox controller. It's got some paddles on the back, some wicked looking. Look at that. Those triggers are like wicked looking. You could like put that in the side of somebody's head. But maybe, I guess the most striking thing about this controller is it has similar to the way the touchpad is on the PS4, but it is a screen on this. And it appears that like everything can light up. Like you'll see in one of the images, it says like press for boost, and it's actually telling you on the controller that that's boost, and it's highlighting a circle around the actual button.
Yep.
You have your gears as far as that goes, as far as like a driving game goes, what gear you're in. One of the images shows a keyboard. One of them shows eliminated, I guess, if you were to be killed. It's as if it's a secondary screen to provide you for information. It'll also suck the battery dry.
Yeah, but it shows on the pictures. Looks like it shows what your battery life is, your Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit on it.
If you're controller number 1 or number 2, if you get a message,
it's interesting. I can't imagine what the battery life would be on something like that.
Especially with the light. If you look at the pictures, they all have like the controllers are lit up.
They're lit up
with different
everywhere.
lights.
Everything's all lit up, and there's a screen showing stuff which would have to change in real time. There's a lot going on, and I think obviously the resemblance to an Xbox controller, but just also that thing is square, like rectangle, I should say. It's
like the old game Sega. What was it? Sega Dreamcast controller.
Yeah, it's
how square that was.
It's sort of like that, even with the idea that the VMU could be a screen on the Dreamcast. Yeah, it looks like it will be hard to hold. It's a mock-up, so this thing will go through changes, but I mean, they appear to be full steam ahead with this thing.
Yeah. You thinking about getting it or no?
I'd have to see what it was. We're 2 to 3 years out, so I mean, if it came together, I wouldn't be against it, but if it's just going to play all of the things I can play on PS4 and Xbox One, the only reason I would want it would be to play VR, because they say it'll be compatible with most headsets, which means everything but PSVR.
Right.
So
HTC Vive and all that.
The Vive and the Oculus. That would be the only reason I would pick it up, because I do love the PlayStation VR, but I'm very aware that that is not the best VR experience. It is simply the most accessible. So, you know, if VR continues to build like it is now, 3 years from now, I wouldn't be against trying this console to play the most hardcore VR, but there'd have to be a reason other than just I can play Madden on it also.
Right now, I listen to several other podcasts, and when they do talk about VR, most of them, I would say, not say all of them, but most of them say VR in the PlayStation are the better games, but the experience is better in like the HTC Vive or the Oculus. Like they look better, but the game wise, they have more fun with PlayStation. Yeah,
that seems to be what I hear also, is that the games are much better on PlayStation VR. The level of entry is much better on PlayStation VR, but VR itself is better elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird. I mean, PlayStation VR is outselling its competitors combined.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's going to continue to grow as a market, and I can only hope on the PS5 that VR continues to grow.
And I'm hoping maybe this headset will be compatible to it, so you don't have to buy a brand new one.
Yeah, I think it will be, but I think they'll also have a brand new one, so you'll have that option.
Yeah. A wireless one or something.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go wired, but I think they'll have a more elegant solution for that. Like I said on here, I don't know. It's hard to say. I said somewhere. I mean, I think the breakout box will be built into the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So all that will be internal now. You'll just have one wire coming out of a headset going to the system, not a wire going into a box with a wire that comes out of the box and into the box. And,
right.
Right now you have a box that has a wire coming out of both sides. It's not a very elegant solution. So, on to the best-selling console for 2018. This probably isn't a shock to most people. It's the Switch.
Yay.
The Switch was the best-selling console for 2018. And that helped lead an 8% increase on hardware sales, pushing the total for the year to $5.1 billion with a B.
Goodness gracious me.
Which is a hefty, hefty number. And it wasn't all Nintendo. In 2018, actually, the Xbox One, the PS4, and plug-and-play devices all saw an increase over 2017. So it was just a big year for gaming, but obviously propelled to that 8% number by the Switch itself.
Mm-hmm. And the price drops.
Yeah. And for a little context, the Switch had the best year any console has had since the PS4 in 2015. It was just a monster year for the Switch. So interesting. I mean, I think I saw that coming when they started to win month after month, and obviously propelled by things like Fortnite coming to Switch and big titles like that, and Minecraft with the compatibility with Xbox and all. I mean, they had a good year. They also put out some really good first-party games as well.
With the least number of special edition consoles, because PlayStation and Xbox was coming out with special edition consoles all year on.
Yeah, PlayStation will do a special console for anything.
Yeah.
It's just a regular console. They slap a game in it and call it a bundle. I mean, that is what a bundle is, but, they're not special.
Yep.
Let's talk about the best-selling games. We talked about the best-selling console for 2018. So I did want to point out, Nintendo absolutely dominated the month of December with Smash Brothers. So not only did they win the year, but they dominated, like 50 Shades of Grey style, December. Talking about the best-selling games for 2018, and it's not just the games. There's some stats here. So I have December and I have all year. So let's start with December. So December, all platforms. Number 1, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 2, Red Dead 2. Number 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Does not include digital sales, or PC sales, I should say. Number 4, Battlefield 5. Does not include PC sales. And number 5, NBA 2K19. That's as far as I'm going to go on that. On both Xbox One and PS4, Red Dead took the top spot with Call of Duty 4 in second place. Third place on the Xbox One was Battlefield 5, followed by Madden and NBA. For the PS4, Marvel's Spider-Man took the third spot, followed by NBA, and then rounding out the top 5 in Battlefield. Looking at the Switch, it was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Party, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee rounding out the top 5 for that. So that was December. Now let's look at the top games for all of 2018. Are you surprised by this list at all?
Kind of.
So we'll do the top 10 here. And there's for sure a couple that stand out at me, but at number 10, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Number 9, Monster Hunter World. Number 8, God of War 2018, which is a PS4 exclusive. Number 7, Far Cry 5. Number 6, Marvel's Spider-Man, which again is a PS4 exclusive. Number 5, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's the one that really shocks me. That game came out in December.
And already number 5.
It came out in December and was the 5th best-selling game on the list, and that is not including any digital sales. That's the 5th best-selling game of all of 2018, not counting digital sales in that number, in less than 1 month. So that's striking to me. Madden NFL 19, which does not include any PC digital sales. So one would assume that number could be higher. Number 3, NBA 2K19. Number 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which again does not include digital PC sales. And number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that list is... the two things that stand out. It's cool to see exclusives make a top 10 list to show you that can still be done. You don't have to be, you don't have to be on every platform to make this list. And also, Smash Brothers is just absolutely mind blowing.
Yeah,
I think that game came out December 12th. I'm gonna while you reflect on this list, I'm gonna find a date.
It's weird just seeing Call of Duty, NBA, and Madden in the top 5 every year, but it's the same people who buy those. So I know people who only buy those 3 games every year, and that's the only thing they play: Call of Duty, Madden, and NBA.
They shit those games out. It came out December 7th, 2018. They shit those games out, and everybody talks about how they just whip them out every year, and there's no love and there's no care. It doesn't seem to matter.
No.
You buy them either way, so why would they stop?
Yeah.
It's very... NBA is a machine, man.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is on every list ever, and it's absolutely crazy. I was a little surprised to see Grand Theft Auto fall out of the top 10. It has also seemed like a staple.
Yeah, but this year they didn't do any of the special where if you buy the game you get the extra
Monster
Shark points.
Card, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really do that this year.
Very interesting. Shout out
but even Call of Duty World War II is on there.
I know, it's crazy.
That game the year before.
It's at number 16.
Breath of the Wild's still on there.
That game's incredible. Yeah, rounding out, there are several Nintendo exclusives. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Party, Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart, and of course the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So there are several Nintendo-only exclusives in the top 20.
Yeah, and everything else is or all consoles.
Yeah, those are all the exclusives. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So if I would have told you, guess which game was hashtagged or talked about the most on Twitter, what would you have guessed for 2018? Fortnite, right? Mm-hmm. I would have also guessed Fortnite. What percentage of the population would have guessed Fate Grand Order would have been that game?
1%.
So Fate Grand Order was the most talked about game on Twitter for 2018. And that's super... I didn't even know what that game was until I saw this.
Surprising, but when you look at it and think about it, it makes sense because Fortnite is predominantly kids. And what kids have Twitter?
I feel like all kids have Twitter now.
No.
I feel like everybody has Twitter now.
Because a lot of parents are not letting the kids get on Twitter because all the stuff you can see on there.
Yeah. So I do want to throw out a caveat here. So this was released by a blog post on Twitter itself. But be sure to take this data for what it is, because the Twitter blog suggests that game tweets are ranked by tags. So it's not hashtag Fortnite. It's at Fortnite games that has to be used in order for the ranking. Mm. So I'm sure that played a part into it because there's no way that the Fortnites don't overrule that. But again, at FGO Project was the Fate Grand Order, so that's pretty specific too. Yeah, to have a lot of people use that. So, just looking at the top 5, number 5 was PlayerUnknown's Battleground at PUBG. That's an easy one, I think. Splatoon at Splatoon JP. Number 3, Monster Strike at M Strike Official. Number 2, Fortnite at Fortnite Game. And number 1, Fate Grand Order at FGO Project. So, Splatoon making an appearance on the Twitter sphere.
Now, have you ever tweeted any of those?
Fortnite, back when it first came out, remember I got online and mocked up that Fortnite whiskey?
Yeah.
For some odd reason. I was feeling some sort of way. I'm sure I had a reason for doing that.
The only thing I ever got on there for was Rockstar. I had issues with it. I just Rockstar support.
Yeah.
And that's the only one I keep following just to make sure everything is okay or something happening or the servers are down. But that's it. I don't pay attention to any of them other ones.
Yeah. I've never tweeted anything other than the Fortnite one on that list. Now, they also released some more data. The top countries that tweeted about gaming in 2018. Number 5, Korea. Number 4, France. Number 3, United Kingdom. Number 2, United States. And number 1, Japan. Is that list?
And now I'll also explain the Fate and Grand Order.
Oh, wow. You're throwing some tie in there, huh?
With Korea and Japan.
You think they're the ones?
Because they love anime on that side of the country, the world.
It looks a little anime-ish. Fate Grand Order, I should say, is a mobile game. I didn't clarify that. It's a mobile game. Playing it on your telephone.
You going to download it now?
Negative.
And try it?
Mm-mm.
Me neither.
No plans to. The most tweeted gaming event in 2018, number 5 was the Overwatch League inaugural season championship. Number 4 was the 2018 League of Legends World Championship. Number 3, the Game Awards 2018. Number 2, Tokyo Game Show 2018. And number 1, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, E3.
And E3 will be almost no more soon.
Sony won't be there hanging out.
Nope. Would be surprised other people decided
to pull out.
Yeah, Pullout Game strong now.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea to pull out. Maybe we should call this episode Pullout Game.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know. The titles just have to be organic, you know? You can't force one. It's just got to pop up.
Definitely organic Pullout Game.
Mm-hmm. The Organic Pullout Game is a long title, but I like it. It sounds like it would be something else.
Yeah.
Like your Organic Pullout Game is strong. Next story, Metroid Prime 4 might have been in trouble and may still be in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Because they have restarted development in Switch Studios.
Something didn't go right.
So Metroid Prime 4 was first announced at E3 2017 in a very, very short teaser that simply showed the logo and a message that read Metroid Prime 4. Now in development for Nintendo Switch. Shortly after its reveal, it was confirmed that Retro did not have any involvement in the project. Reports later suggested that Bandai Namco was working on the game in some capacity. Bandai Namco has collaborated with Nintendo on multiple Smash Bros. Games, but the involvement for Metroid Prime was never actually confirmed. But it was announced last week that Retro would be returning to the project, and it's a full restart. They are scrapping whatever they had and starting completely over with Retro, who has been involved in the previous Metroid Prime games. So it would make sense. And it's probably good news for the fans of the Metroid Prime series. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know what this game will look like when it finally comes out. It's never healthy for a game to stop and then start again.
Right.
So I thought this was an interesting story for anyone who follows Metroid Prime. That's a big first party game that they can't afford to get wrong. So
right now he's going to put them further back. So what? They're about 2, 3, 4 years now away.
At least 2 years. At least 2 years. I mean, to say they're starting over, I don't know if that means they can use assets like, some character design and things like that are already done, or if it is truly starting from day one.
Scratch.
Yeah. A couple quick PSAs before we leave. It's the last chance to get Piranha Plant DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate for free. So you remember we talked about way back when, if you bought the game and played it during a certain time, you could get Piranha Plant for free. So to receive your Piranha Plant for free, you'll need to register your copy of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate by January 31st. This was done automatically if you purchased the game through the eShop. So if you downloaded it digital, it's already done. You don't need to do anything. But if you picked up a physical copy, you need to register it by pressing the plus button or plush button if you can find it. When highlighting the game's icon in the Switch menu, and then selecting My Nintendo Reward option. So once you do that, you will receive an email. You then enter the email into the store. It doesn't give you anything, but when Piranha Plant comes available, you'll automatically download it if you've done those steps. So highlight the game, go to Nintendo Rewards, register that game, all through your Switch. Then it sends you an email. You go on there, you put that code in, you get the Piranha Plant.
Did you already do that?
I think so. I'm going to check and make sure, but I'm almost positive I did that. But I'll tell you what, I don't remember that email. But I found these instructions on several different sites indicating the same process. But I'm almost positive I registered that game.
Might want to try it. You only got a couple of days left.
I know. The last PSA, the Wii Shop channel is shutting down this week. That's right, this week it is shutting down. It will be discontinued on January 30th, at which point it will no longer be possible to purchase any WiiWare or Virtual Console games from the storefront. Prior to the Wii Shop's channel shutdown, Nintendo removed the ability to purchase Wii points on the service back last March. So, again, you're just using any points that you had left over. Mm-hmm. Get it done, folks. Get it.
Do you know how many points you got left?
I don't. I should hook up my Wii U just to ensure that I don't have any. But let's be real. I'm not going to mess with that.
You should.
I can't imagine I had a ton of points, but you're right. I should hook it up and just see.
You never know.
They should email you and tell you how many points you have left so you know if it's worth dragging that thing out and plugging it up.
Right.
That's what they should do. Nintendo. More like Nintendo.
Nintendo.
That's it for the news. That was a hard-hitting news section.
I know. The new news is over.
I'm gonna get a chug of water. My voice is a little grainy. I'm gonna let you talk for a bit.
Oh no! What am I going to talk about? You drinking water? I need to drink water myself.
Do you prefer a certain brand of water?
No.
If we're talking bottled?
No, just water. I'm not one of those Dasani, Kroger. I mean, that's what I'm drinking now is the Kroger water.
So I'm also drinking the Kroger Purified Drinking Water.
Yeah, same here.
I have the big bottle, 33.8 fluid ounces, which is 1 liter.
16.9.
Oh, I thought we were drinking the same water for a second.
Oh, no.
A fun fact about this, not even Kroger water. This is just the Kroger bottle that I consumed and then filled back up with refrigerator water. So I'm not even drinking Kroger water. I'm just using their vessel. I'm just using their vessel.
Do you guys have filters?
Yeah.
Filter your water?
Well, the refrigerator filter.
Oh.
So my refrigerator has the filter. It's like right front and center. So before, the refrigerator filter was super hard to get out. So I just never changed it.
No.
The one now is super convenient. As soon as you open both doors, it's right there. You just push in and twist, pull it out, pop the new one in, twist, and then you run like 8 cups of water through it to get all the sediment or whatever out, and then it's good to go. And my refrigerator reminds me, they're like, hey, fuckface, it's time to change this. So I usually ignore that about 3 times and reset it, and then I switch it out.
Gotcha. No, we had the faucet.
The pure?
Yep, and then we have the jug that we poured it from the faucet into the jug and use the jug to pour.
Some might say you're double filtering.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I want a little bit of the funk.
No, we have hard water here, so we can't.
Yeah. Like that hard water.
No.
Yeah, no, I like a little bit of the funk. I think it keeps me strong. Keeps the immune system on point. You want to introduce a little something to the body every now and then.
Oh, no, I get a bunch of that already.
So,
walking around. Oh, we went to the store last night and we walked down the aisle and this guy was funky, stunk the whole aisle up. That I got my disgust in that at that moment. I got all kinds of bacteria.
Now, sometimes I go to the $5 store. I've spoke about it a lot on here. You went with me yesterday, or you went at the same time as me, I should say.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in that store and you get next to somebody who is, we'll just use your term, funky, and you're like, I don't know what's in this bin, but it ain't worth it.
Mm-hmm. Some people probably do that on purpose.
It's not a bad strategy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you just go there a little shitty, a little BOE, you could probably get some room, because I'll tell you, if I butt up against somebody like that, I'm like, whatever, you can just have it.
Yep, I'm gone.
Yeah, because nothing here is that important to me. And you're also, you're digging in a giant metal bin where everything was just dumped in. So it's lawnmower blades and knives and pillows and video games. It's just everything. Toner cartridges that are busted open. Like, the whole process is a little dirty.
Yeah, there was one bin I was at yesterday. It had it had something liquid all over it.
It's so gross.
Yeah, so someone touched it. Oh, it's wet over here. I was like, nope, I'm not touching anything in there.
You can just have all that stuff. So one of the bins that we kept looking through to find stuff had a busted toner cartridge in it.
Oh, so the ink was that powder was everywhere.
Powder was everywhere, all over everything. Now I wear gloves about 80% of the time. That other 20%, again, I'm trying to get my body to build up its strength, so I just go in there bareback. But
yeah, see, I had the plastic doctor gloves, and then I have the black gloves over it.
You have to, because those doctor gloves rip.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you run your hand down a cheese grater, those things are done.
Oh yeah.
So that place is truly an adventure and a roll of the dice. Every time you shove your hand down in it, you never know what's going to happen.
Nope.
It's truly spectacular.
I've cut myself twice in there.
I've also cut myself multiple times. What you should do is clear out a path piece by piece, but there's no time for that.
No.
What you have to do is drop arm deep and just fill around and then just pull out something. And then you're like, oh shit, that's a screen protector. And you throw it back and you shove your hand in and do it again. There's just too many people. You're trying to move stuff out of the way and make a nice pile. Somebody else comes in and throws shit right on top of you.
Yep, they don't care. They do it on purpose sometimes.
If you were in that store by yourself and systematically went through those bins to locate all the objects that were worth anything, it would take like 4 days.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You have what amounts to about an hour. Because at that point, everything's gone.
Yep.
So, it's crazy. It's crazy there.
An hour, and people miss stuff all the time.
Yeah, that guy that we talked to who came in an hour after they'd opened, scooped up a copy of Minecraft for Xbox One. I would have purchased that. I didn't see it, and I was there, probably went through that same bin.
Well, hell, look at what the bin you went through, and you found the PS Vita again.
Yeah, and we were like done.
We were in that bin several times.
Yeah. It's wild. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for being here.
Oh, no, thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for climbing through the glass window. Thanks for putting a shirt on your fist, punching it out, climbing through it.
I need a badge to get in.
Yeah, we don't. Scanner's down. Scanner's down right now.
You call IT support.
Again, happy birthday, Dan. Sorry that
happy birthday.
That you couldn't be here this morning, but hope you had a good birthday.
Yep, you too. Bro hugs.
Bro hugs all around. Remember, you can follow us. I'm at Podcast Ryan on Twitter. Gerald is at Hoffin Show. Dan is at Shirtless Dan. And together we're at Game_Stitch. So find us on the social medias. We don't use them. That's just a thing people say when they close out the show, so we feel obligated.
Never know, we might play with
our YouTube channel is at youtube.com/GameStitch, and you should check that out because Dan streamed. Actually, I don't think it's on our YouTube. We'll get it on there. He streamed that Outlast game or whatever it's called. I don't think it's called Outlast. He streamed some super shitty game. Contact is what it's called. And we'll get that up there for you to see. But he did stream that out. Our Twitch is twitch.tv/GameStitch. Maybe he streamed it over. He streamed it somewhere. We'll get it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's on the YouTube?
Yeah, Outcast Second Contact.
There it is. Outcast Second Contact. Every time I think of Outcast, I think of the Sorry Miss Jackson. Woo! I miss that song.
For real.
That's a good song. This has been 315. 315. The first one was just a test. And I think we're going to call it, I think I'm going to call it Organic Pullout Game. I think that was a good title you came up with.
All right. I'm good with that. No copyright.
Right.
I won't sue you.
I emailed it to myself. You can't use it.
Dang it.
So we'll be back same time, same place next week. You guys have a wonderful one. Good night.
Good night.